Afternoon replay viewers, live viewers, how you guys doing? Welcome to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. This is Roger Green, the author of Journey of Living Day by Day, life coach, speaker, also curator of the online course 10 Things That You Need Right Now. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you. Again, my name is Roger Green. Glad to have you all on the scope. Hope you're doing well. What's going on, Zach Humphrey? Glad to have you all on my scope on today. Hope everybody's doing well on this great afternoon. I'm trying to be productive, and yet I wanted to give a little quick scope on today. Talk about your taste. Great, get some nuggets today. Absolutely. Replay viewers. You're getting them from Shayna. Roger Green. And I'm sure you're getting ready for your scope, Lori. And Butler, y'all please follow my sis as she's doing her scoping endeavors and doing a really good job. I appreciate you guys for joining on. Please forgive this little haze in my office here. The sunlight is kind of crazy. So glad to have you, Quanah Woolfolk. Glad to have you all joining. If you could do me a favor before we get started, if you could share with your followers at this time. If you have an Android device, swipe up. If you have an iOS device, swipe left to right and share with your followers. What's going on, cuz? Glad to have you in the place on today. I'm very excited about the productivity things that I'm doing on today, and just grateful to have folk on to the scope. Thank you all for sharing with your followers. I appreciate it, Shaquana. We have two Shaquanas in here, Quanah Wool and a Shaquana. Wow. Glad to have you. Thank you all that you invited your followers to share on Twitter as well. We're going to talk about what's your taste? What's your taste? And we're going to, this scope will have nothing to do with food. So for those of you all who are fasting and are doing stuff with your church, I ain't going to be necessarily talking about food. So we're not going to make you hungry on today. But I want to talk about your taste, and I'm going to apply food in our taste. Praise the Lord. We're going to apply your food and your taste to life, just a practical application. So one thing that I learned, we'll go ahead and jump into it. I appreciate you all for joining in. Your taste should evolve over time. Your taste should evolve over time. Your taste should change throughout your life. The things that are palatable to your taste when you're 2 or 3 years old should be probably different by the time you become an adult. Typically because you have a more sophisticated palate over time. And understand we're using this as, it could be with food or it could be with life in general. When we look at that, have you ever said to yourself, after eating fast food, I'm this way, a lot of times, when I was younger or when I was in college, a lot of times, fast food was it. You loved your McDonald's, you loved your Burger King, you loved, your fast food institutions. But then when you got older, it's like those things just don't cut it no more. Like you don't like the McDonald's hamburgers like you used to. You don't like all the fried foods. Why? Because your taste changes over a period of time. And what I've learned is as your taste changes, as your palate evolves in life, your appetites will change. Your desire for certain things will change. So when I'm asking what's your taste, how's your taste evolve? I'm not talking about just food. I'm talking about in life in general. Sometimes when you go through life, things change and the things that were enjoyable to you in times past no longer become or no longer are enjoyable to you anymore because your taste changes over time. And what I've learned is possibly when your taste change, once you've tasted quality, you can never go back. I want to drop that on you. Once you've tasted quality, you can never go back. You can be satisfied with something for a period of time, and it's good so long as you don't taste something that is of quality. But when you taste something of quality, you can never go back. Those of you that have ever tasted authentic Italian food or authentic Chinese food or authentic pizza, if you go to Chicago or New York and taste some of the best pizza with the best ingredients and the best sauce and the best crust, you'll never want to eat Little Caesars anymore. Why? Because you've tasted of something authentic and something great at its highest level. And when you've tasted of that, you just can't go back into the ordinary stuff. If you taste Ruth's Chris and Morton's and, some of these other chain steak restaurants, You can't go back to Golden Corral and eat all you can eat sirloin after you've tasted a juicy porterhouse or filet mignon from Ruth's Chris. What's going on, preacher? What's going on, Elder Meriwether? Glad to have you on the scope. Man, you got to start scoping, bruh. You got to start scoping. You got a lot to share with the people. Outback, no sir, right? After you've tasted quality, you can never go back. So using that application in life is once you've tasted of something great, once you've seen what life is supposed to be, once you've seen the better things in life, you can never go back into poverty. Once you've seen and had your mentality elevated, you can never go back to thinking simple-minded. Those of you that are out there and your mind has been expanded and you've seen quality, you've seen growth, you've seen excellence, you no longer have a taste for, the low end anymore. You can no longer think simple minded when you've been exposed to people who have great minds. You can never go back into the simple minded thinking that you once had once you've been exposed to greatness. So I want to challenge your taste on today as you go throughout this month. I want you so true. Absolutely. Once you go throughout this month, man, I want you to really, really look at your taste. Look at the things that you are exposing yourself to. Take yourself and elevate your thinking, whether it's in life or whether even it's in food. Sometimes, I have to elevate my thinking. If I ever find that I'm falling into complacency, I find where, things are not going the way that I want them to be because I've seen quality. Sometimes I go treat myself. Sometimes I take myself to Ruth's Chris or I take myself to a nice fine dining establishment just so that I don't get used to cookout. Y'all not going to talk to me. Sometimes I splurge and I take myself to Capitol Grill and I take myself to some of these places just so I don't get used to the cookout mentality, because I promise you there's a direct correlation between where you eat and where you hang out with and how you think. If you constantly hang out in the ghetto, you constantly hang out in the streets, you constantly hang out around broke, busted, disgusted people, you're going to end up that way. So sometimes it's all about your environment. It's all about where you put yourself. It's all about how you elevate your mentality. Sometimes you have to take yourself to a museum. Sometimes what I would do sometimes, man, I would ride around the neighborhoods that I wanted to live in. Y'all not hearing me. Sometimes I just ride around the neighborhoods that I want to live in and I'll pick out where I want to live. Yes, you are the company you keep. Absolutely. Sometimes you got to ride around those neighborhoods that you want to live in. Start shopping on that side of town. Stop shopping in the hood all the time. Stop shopping at Compare Foods and Save a Lot and Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. I'm stepping on somebody's toes right now. Not saying that you shouldn't be frugal, not saying that you shouldn't be conscious of where you spend your dollar, because I'm not that way. I'm not a person that believes that you gotta spend and be a label queen or a label. I'm not going to use the other word they use. A label person that you got to constantly buy, something expensive. No, I'm very conscious of that. But I'm also very conscious that there's a mentality that goes along with where you shop, where you visit, where you live, where you go. Why? Because when you live low, you'll constantly think low. So I want to talk to you. What's going on? Good afternoon. Glad to have you on the scope. So I want to talk to you and I want to challenge you to elevate your taste, because once your taste has changed, oh man, you can't go back. You cannot go back. Trust me, my taste buds have changed so much that even if I got to slum it for a while and eat Hot Pockets and oodles and noodles, I'm not going to stay there, because my mind's going to constantly think about that filet mignon, that lobster au gratin, different stuff like that. So you might have to slum it for a moment. You might have to live beneath your means temporarily, but let it be temporary. Why? Lord, the noodles, man, trust me. Hey, I done ate so many oodles and noodles. I know how to do just creative stuff with oodles and noodles. I done had Oriental to chicken to beef to vegetable to every flavor you ever want to even imagine. I done chopped up hot dogs in it, done chopped up chicken in it. I done ate them every which way but loose. But understand this, I don't eat them no more. I don't eat bologna. I might eat a fried bologna sandwich. I ain't gonna lie, fried bologna sandwich with a fried egg every now and then, just to remind me of where I came from. So I ain't gotten too above myself. But understand, that's not my permanent residence. I don't let my taste. Absolutely. Yes, sir. From the South. Yes, sir. We fry that egg. Burn the edges of that bologna just a little bit. Might throw a little cheese on that thing and put it on a little bread and put a little jelly on there, and everything will be all right. You'll have a good morning. You have bad cholesterol and bad health, but it will be good. I promise you. So yeah, elevate your taste. What's your taste right now? Noodles.com. Right. Not the jelly. Come on now. You got to have the jelly. You got to have the jelly. It don't even matter. Strawberry or grape. It don't even matter. But elevate your taste. Elevate your taste in everything. Oh, don't even talk about that liver mush now. See, I done lost half my northern and Midwest folk because they probably eat grits with sugar in it. Now, not with the fried bologna. Some people put mustard on it. Some people put a whole lot of stuff on there. But yeah, elevate your taste. Elevate your taste in life, whether it's your taste in relationships, it's your taste in what type of business you want, whether it's your taste in food, whether it's your taste in the friends that you surround yourself. Sugar and salt. Oh, that's just confusion. That's just confusion. You're trying to take a little bit of the South and a little bit of the North. Northerners, young man. Hey, yeah, we got the Northerners. All my Northerners and Midwest people, they always giving me grief about how we eat down here. We know how to eat. I appreciate you sharing your followers, Apostolic 66, my brother. Y'all follow him, Brother Reggie, one of the greatest evangelists and preachers in the country, in the world, man. Definitely sharing the word of God. So I definitely appreciate you sharing it. But definitely, y'all, increase the way you think. Your taste, your palate should change. The friends that you surround yourself. I say it all the time. Shayna Merriweather just got off of one of her scopes. She was talking about who you surround yourself with. I promise you, a direct correlation of how successful you will be is directly related to who you surround yourself with. Surround yourself around people that are talking about something, people that are going places, people that want something, that have aspirations in life, people who are just satisfied with sitting there and doing nothing. Let them go. I'm telling you, the people that I typically let go out of my life are people that want or have a sense of entitlement, that want handouts, and then people that are satisfied with apathy and complacency. And I told you on yesterday that apathy breeds mediocrity. If you ever want to just be okay, average, mediocre, be apathetic, because apathy breeds mediocrity. So surround yourself around people that are going somewhere, that are doing some things. I've understood that I don't want to be around people that only want 40 acres and a mule or 40 hours in a stool. I say it again. 40 acres and a mule or 40 hours in a stool, meaning they either want a handout or they're just complacent with just sitting in a cubicle, going nowhere, doing nothing. And trust me, that's not a knock on people that work 40 hours a week hard. But trust me, I believe that God, for some of us, has a greater purpose in your life than to just sit in a cubicle all day and just punch numbers and just, be like a robot. Any monkey can do that. All right. So I want to challenge you to challenge your taste. Go to another level, go higher, want some things different, get rid of the habit that you've been in for a long time, doing nothing, doing the same thing. Trust me, it's not getting you anywhere. And that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different results. That's insane. Do something different in January, mix it up. Be the wild card, be the maverick. A lot of times we say, don't reinvent the wheel. But a mentor of mine said, if it ain't, we oftentimes say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I heard once said, if it ain't broke, then break it. Constantly looking for innovation, looking at it and saying, okay, it could be better. So if it ain't broke, then break it. Look for ways to improve. Look for innovative ways. A lot of times we say, don't reinvent the wheel. But in your business, in your ministry, in your relationship, and all those things, I throw this out at you. You say, don't reinvent the wheel. Okay, don't reinvent the wheel. But what if my industry has gotten to the point that we're not even using wheels no more? Sometimes we in antiquated methods and using antiquated tools when we have moved on. And you're saying, I'm just going to keep on using this wheel. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, when your industry is not even using wheels no more. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Stop doing the same thing that folks been doing. Check me out on Instagram. All right, I see that's shameless plug. Go ahead and give you a shameless plug. I ain't even mad at you. Make that money. So those of you who want to follow. But yeah, definitely. Sometimes you got to look at it and say, man, there's some innovative things that we need to do. I don't care if we've been doing it this way for 30, 40, 50 years. Stop using a 1980s business model for 2016, because chances are things have changed drastically. How you reach your customers, or how you reach your members, or how you interact in certain interpersonal relationships have changed. If you're dealing with millennials now, how you interact with a millennial is totally different from how you interact with a baby boomer. So constantly look to improve your taste, improve your palate, improve how you do things so that you can be successful. I hope this was inspiring to somebody. I hope this helped somebody. What's going on? Glad to have you all here that have joined on the scope. Just to wrap up and to recap, for those of you that are just joining in, please feel free to share with your followers as well. I won't even mind if you got an Android device, swipe up, share with your followers. If you have an iOS device, swipe left and share with your followers. And if you're not following me, shame on you. You can hit the little Perry person on the right hand side and follow me. My name is Roger Green. I'm an author, motivational speaker, preacher, teacher, lover of people, and I love to coach you through life. I'm the author of the book Journey of Living Day by Day, as well as the author of the new online course. I'll show it here. 10 things that you need right now. If you do not have that course, you need to go to my website, www.rogergreenjr.com. That's www.rogergreenjr.com. That's Roger like Roger, that green like the color. And when I say green like the color, that means no E on the end. Green like the color, and JR as in junior. You can definitely follow me there at rogergreenjr.com. Buy that course right now, because it's $29. This is steal. I'm going to be selling that course in the next couple months for $200, but I'm just doing it for my pilot folk that follow me here on Periscope and on Facebook and Instagram. $29. If you're a business owner, if you are a church leader, you don't have to be a pastor. If you're just a leader within your church, trust me, it will give you ideas that will begin to bless your church and your ministry and your business. So go to my website, www.rogergreenjr.com. That's ROGER, green like the color, JR as in junior.com. Visit my website. So like I was saying, for those of you that joined in late, you got to check your taste. What is your taste? Once you've tasted greatness, you can never go back to mediocrity. Once you've tasted something that is excellent and is good and is at the highest level, you can never go back to mediocrity. Once you've tasted Ruth's Chris and Morton's and all of these fine establishments, once you've tasted their steak, you won't want that all-you-can-eat Golden Corral steak sirloin that they got there. Why? Because you've tasted greatness, and that inferior product will never satisfy you again. Once you've tasted some authentic New York or Chicago style pizza, you can never go back to Little Caesars and think that it's okay. It's not okay. So elevate your mind, get out of the cookout mentality, get out of the McDonald's, Wendy's mentality, elevate your thinking of how you do things. Stop constantly thinking bargain basement prices, but sometimes you got to go to a Neiman Marcus. Sometimes you got to go to the good neighborhood, the good side of town, just to elevate your mindset. So I want to challenge you that you improve your taste, improve your palate, go to another level. And once you go to that next level, you can never go back. Never allow yourself to go back permanently to that place that was less than where you want to go. If you want to go to a higher place, then aspire for higher levels and higher positions. Find people who have already achieved that. Link up and connect with them. All right. Improve your palate. Absolutely. Improve your palate, and you will begin to go to the next level. Trust me, a lot of times it's just exposing yourself to new things. Sometimes it's just exposing yourself of quality. And once you've exposed yourself to quality, everything else will become inferior, and you'll never want to go back that way again. Once your mind has been open to a higher level of anointing in God, once your mind has been open to the move of God, once your mind has been open to how successful people process and do things, you'll never go back to the ways that you once were. So change your palate on today. Check your taste, figure out what you're craving and what your appetite is like, and then you'll see how your life begins to grow leaps and bounds. All right. It's been fun, but I got to run. Y'all visit my website, www.rogergreenjr.com. Purchase my online course right now. 10 things that you need right now. It's an online course. It's about 2.5 hours worth of content. You can take it at your own pace. You can interact. It's handouts that I provide within the course as well. I'm constantly updating and adding special stuff. Trust me, it's the best bargain that you're going to find on social media right now. It's 10 things that you need right now. Talks about grant writing, talks about having an effective website, talks about having a social media presence, talks about having an organizational and corporate structure. It's 10 things that will improve your life and your business and your organization. You want to buy it right now. All right. God bless you all. You have a wonderful day, and I hope that heaven smiles upon you.